everyone, my name is Gillian. I'm currently a Bachelor of Education student at York University. This video will be about the 5 things that I wish I knew before I started my education degree. Firstly, education programs are very reflective, which in and of itself is not a bad thing. Being self-reflective is a really great way to break down and examine your own experiences so that you can figure out what you need to learn, and more importantly, what you need to unlearn. For me, I just wasn't expecting the amount of reflecting that we would actually be doing. It involves a lot of writing, which is another thing that I wasn't super aware of before I entered this degree. The second thing, as I hinted at earlier, is that it's a very discussion-heavy program. I'm not super sure what I was expecting going in, but I don't necessarily think that I had particular expectations about how much discussion would be doing. I was still a little surprised at how much discussion actually does take place. It does make sense though, as this career is all about learning. Teachers are lifelong learners after all. So learning from our past experiences, from the experience of our peers, and from the teachers that have come before us are really valuable ways to get information, and the way to obtain that is through talking. And this also means, at least from my experience, that participation will count towards your grade, so attendance is mandatory in these kinds of programs. The third point I want to discuss is about how practicums are not only good for hands-on learning, but also networking and learning about the pathways to become a teacher. While I expected that networking would be important because networking is essential in most, if not all, professional settings, these tips don't just have to come from your mentor teacher, who's the teacher responsible for the classroom that you're placed in. They can be from any member of the school or even student teachers and supply teachers. In my last week of practicum, I spoke with a supply teacher during lunch and he gave me fantastic advice on what steps I need to take upon graduation that will really help me start my career, about when to apply to the board, what additional qualification courses I should take, and all the stuff like that. The fourth thing I wish I knew before entering into an education degree is to research your electives. Now, I know this seems intuitive, and having done a bachelor's degree before, I do know it's important to research these kinds of things. With an education degree, I think it's especially important. The electives in this program are specifically designed to help strengthen your skill set and toolkit outside of what you learn in your mandatory courses. Choosing your elective means choosing what additional skills and strategies that you'll be able to bring into your own classroom one day. For example, with literacy electives, they range from looking at new media technologies for literacy to taking a more in-depth look at a child's literacy development from the first few years of schooling and even earlier, to looking at culture in literacy development and addressing how to better support second language learners. I think it's important to know what aspects of your teaching and of your student learning that you want to strengthen, and really look into all the possible electives that could give you the different skills and tools in order to help strengthen them. The final thing I wish I knew, everything can be used for your portfolio, so make sure you always do your best. As part of your program, you may be tasked with making an online portfolio, typically in the form of a website. For me, this was a practicum-specific project. However, it can be kept up and added to over time to show to your future prospective employers as a type of digital portfolio. Therefore, it's really important to always do your best and make sure that you keep and document everything, as this can be added to your portfolio in the future to showcase all your work and everything you've learned. This can include resources you've made for your practicum, pictures from your practicum, different assignments you've created both as a group and as an individual, and these can all be shown as exemplars of your work, which will potentially heighten your prospects of getting hired in the future. Thank you for listening, and I hope you found to listen to this video helpful. Make sure you like this video, subscribe, and comment below if you have any questions, and I'd be happy to answer them for you. Bye!